Hey guys, welcome to day 252 of the Bible in a Year Plan. Today, we will be reading Job 15 through 17 and Revelation 14. If you need to read more about this plan, visit the High Quality Gospel website with the link in the description of the episode and the podcast. Please leave a like and follow the podcast to stay up to date with new episodes. Now, let's begin with reading Job 15. Then Eliphaz the Temanite said, "Does a wise man answer with empty counsel, or fill himself with the hot east wind? Should he argue with useless talk, or with words that serve no good purpose? But you even undermine the fear of God, and hinder mediation before him. Your iniquity teaches you what to say, and you choose the language of the crafty. Your own mouth condemns you, not I. Your own lips testify against you. Were you the first human ever born, or were you brought forth before the hills? Do you listen in on the counsel of God, or have a monopoly on wisdom? What do you know that we don't? What do you understand that is not clear to us? Both the gray-haired and the elderly are with us, older than your father. Are God's consolations not enough for you, even the words that deal gently with you? Why has your heart misled you, and why do your eyes flash as you turn your anger against God, and allow such words to leave your mouth? What is a mere human that he should be pure, or one born of a woman that he should be righteous? If God puts no trust in his holy ones, and the heavens are not pure in his sight, how much less one who is revolting and corrupt, who drinks injustice like water? Listen to me, and I will inform you. I will describe what I have seen, what the wise have declared and not concealed, that came from their ancestors, to whom alone the land was given, when no foreigner passed along them. A wicked person writhes in pain all his days, throughout the number of years reserved for the ruthless. Dreadful sounds fill his ears. When he is at peace, a robber attacks him. He doesn't believe he will return from darkness. He is destined for the sword. He wanders about for food, asking, "Where is it?" He knows the day of darkness is at hand. Trouble and distress terrify him, overwhelming him like a king prepared for battle. For he has stretched out his hand against God, and has arrogantly opposed the Almighty. He rushes headlong at him with his thick studded shields. Though his face is covered with fat, and his waistline bulges with it, he will dwell in ruined cities, in abandoned houses, destined to become piles of rubble. He will no longer be rich, his wealth will not endure, his possessions will not increase in the land, he will not escape from the darkness. Flames will wither his shoots, and by the breath of God's mouth he will depart. Let him not put trust in worthless things, being led astray, for what he gets in exchange will prove worthless. It will be accomplished before his time, and his branch will not flourish. He will be like a vine that drops its unripe grapes, and like an olive tree that sheds its blossoms. For the company of the godless will have no children, and fire will consume the tents of those who offer bribes. They conceive trouble and give birth to evil. Their womb prepares deception. Then Job answered, "I have heard many things like this. You are all miserable comforters. Is there no end to your empty words? What provokes you that you continue testifying? If you were in my place, I would also talk like you. I could string words together against you and shake my head at you. Instead, I would encourage you with my mouth, and the consolation from my lips would bring relief. If I speak, my suffering is not relieved, and if I hold back, does any of it leave me? Surely he has now exhausted me, and you have devastated my entire family. You have shriveled me up and has become a witness. My frailty rises up against me and testifies to my face. His anger tears at me, and he harasses me. He gnashes his teeth at me. My enemy pierces me with his eyes. They open their mouths against me, and strike my cheeks with contempt. They join themselves together against me. God hands me over to the unjust. He throws me to the wicked. I was at ease, but he shattered me. He seized me by the scruff of the neck and smashed me to pieces. He set me up as his target. His archers surround me. He pierces my kidneys without mercy and pours my bile on the ground. He breaks through my defenses again and again. He charges at me like a warrior. I have sewn sackcloth over my skin. I have buried my strength in the dust. My face has grown red with weeping, and darkness covers my eyes, although my hands are free from violence, and my prayer is pure. Earth, do not cover my blood. May my cry for help find no resting place. Even now my witness is in heaven, and my advocate is in the heights. My friends scoff at me as I weep before God. I wish someone might argue for a man with God, just as anyone would for a friend. For only a few years will pass before I go the way of no return. My spirit is broken, my days are extinguished. A graveyard awaits me. Surely mockers surround me, and my eyes must gaze at their rebellion. Accept my pledge, put up security for me. Who else will be my sponsor? You have closed their minds to understanding, therefore you will not honor them. If a man denounces his friends for a price, the eyes of his children will fail. He has made me an object of scorn to the people. I have become a man people spit at. My eyes have grown dim from grief, and my whole body has become but a shadow. The upright are appalled at this, and the innocent are aroused against the godless. Yet the righteous person will hold to his way, and the one whose hands are clean will grow stronger. But come back and try again, all of you. I will not find a wise man among you. My days have slipped by, my plans have been ruined, even the things dear to my heart. They turned night into day, and made light seem near in the face of darkness. If I await Sheol as my home, spread out my bed in darkness, and say to corruption, You are my father, and to the maggot, my mother, or my sister. Where then is my hope? Who can see any hope for me? Will it go down to the gates of Sheol, or will we descend together to the dust? Now we read Revelation 14. Then I looked, and there was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him were 144,000, who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. I heard a sound from heaven like the sound of cascading waters, and like the rumbling of loud thunder. The sound I heard was like harpists playing on their harps. They sang a new song before the throne, and before the 4 living creatures and the elders, but no one could learn the song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. These are the ones who have not defiled themselves with women, since they remain virgins. These are the ones who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. They were redeemed from humanity as the first fruits for God and the Lamb. No lie was found in their mouths. They are blameless. Then I saw another angel flying overhead, with the eternal gospel to announce to the inhabitants of the earth, to every nation, tribe, language, and people. He spoke with a loud voice, Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment has come. Worship the one who made heaven and earth, the sea and the springs of water. And another, a second angel, followed, saying, It has fallen, Babylon the Great has fallen. She made all the nations drink the wine of her sexual immorality, which brings wrath. And another, a third angel, followed them, and spoke with a loud voice, If anyone worships the beast and its image, and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand, he will also drink the wine of God's wrath, which is poured full of strength into the cup of his anger. He will be tormented with fire and sulfur in the sight of the holy angels and in the sight of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment will go up forever and ever. There is no rest, day or night, for those who worship the beast and its image, or anyone who receives the mark of its name. This calls for endurance from the saints, who keep God's command and their faith in Jesus. Then I heard a voice from heaven saying, Write, Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, so they will rest from their labors, since their works follow them. Then I looked, and there was a white cloud, and one like the Son of Man was seated on the cloud, with a golden crown on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand. Another angel came out of the temple, crying out in a loud voice to the one who was seated on the cloud, Use your sickle and reap, for the time to reap has come, since the harvest of the earth is ripe. So the one seated on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was harvested. Then another angel, who also had a sharp sickle, came out of the temple in heaven. Yet another angel, who had authority over fire, came from the altar, and he called with a loud voice to the one who had the sharp sickle, Use your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of grapes from the vineyard of the earth, because its grapes have ripened. So the angel swung his sickle at the earth and gathered the grapes from the vineyard of the earth. And he threw them into the great winepress of God's wrath. Then the press was trampled outside the city, and blood flowed out of the press up to the horses' bridles for about 180 miles. On day 251, we read of Job arguing more with his friends, and in Revelation, the beast come to identify their followers. Today in Job, Eliphaz speaks to Job, accusing Job once again. He became angrier with Job. He believes Job has spoken deceitfully and wickedly. He believes every time Job speaks, he condemns himself. He accuses Job of lacking wisdom, not understanding. Now Job doesn't know everything. This is true. But he insinuates that Job is being arrogant and refusing to repent of his sins. But Job has never claimed sinlessness, only that he doesn't see what sins he committed to deserve this. He claims that Job is deserving of punishment, plain and clear, just like the wicked. Job then responds to this miserable comforters. They aren't comforting Job as they should, but instead are condemning and judging him, claiming that they have more knowledge than he. He is sorrowful that he has no true friends anymore. They make him miserable. But Job, even though he did no wrong to deserve this suffering, he still holds on to the fact that he is pure in conscience. He stays true to the fact that he has lived as a friend of God, which makes him wonder why God would send such darkness on a friend. Job begs to God, asking to support him and help him, essentially a call for peace from heaven. But through all of this, something to admire Job in a sense for is that he promises to not undo his righteousness. Though hope is hard to find, he will hold true to his conscience and his clean hands. In Revelation, we look at those who were sealed by God as the antithesis of the marked by Satan. Here we see the sealed worship God. They are pure, even more of a contrast to the wicked who were marked as worshipers to the Antichrist. As they are worshiping God, the angels deliver messages of warning and prophesy to those on earth worshiping evil. Judgment is coming. Those who choose to accept the mark, knowing full and well what they do, are eternally condemned. They are not believers. But since God is a righteous God, he will judge the wicked. Will these people believe they are wicked? No. But then again, do people today? Many people believe God is evil for this, but the wicked and the evil know what they do, and they bring evil into the world. So, they will be judged accordingly, because a good judge is a righteous judge. God is all of these. At this time during the rule of Satan, there will be a peak, a high point in evil on the earth. This is finally when Christ will come to collect, to judge sin and evil completely. Thank you for joining in the reading and understanding of these chapters, and let us all be vigilant in continuing this reading. Please share, like, follow, or whatever you can do to help us reach more people with the Bible reading. Please also check out the High Quality Gospel website for more information and a couple of store items. Thank you, and keep learning.